Good day all viewers and listeners. Today I'll be speaking about the marine fish stocks of recent years of South Africa. My findings are mostly aided by the fishery sector under the World Wildlife Fund of 2011. Most of the fish that is being mined out from South African waters are used for human consumption. In addition, it is a fact that Southern Africa is the home of the diverse fishing industry that consists of small-scaled and industrial-scaled fishing markets that targets diverse arrays of fish species for international consumption. You can see here that I have highlighted a grey area of fish that represents the snook fish species. This fish species has been the most mined fish in South African seas to this day. During the 17th century, inshore predators such as whales, seals and seabirds were hot targets for commercial fisheries in the Southern Ocean. Vessels were prone to traveling long distances because they had the lack of means to preserve the fish that would have been caught at that time. After World War II, technology had improved and gave rise to rich commercial fisheries we see today. They have improved engines and refrigeration of the fish, allowing them to travel further out on sea. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, South Africa had overexploited majority of their fish species. This left South Africa in a crisis that needed fixing as soon as possible. To fix the problem, South Africa created the Exclusive Economic Zone, which created a fishing pressure for all countries around the world. It is a fact that over 500,000 people participate in recreational fishing in South Africa within a year. In 2011, the value of recreational fishing was estimated to be around 3 billion rand. This included the equipment that these fishermen had purchased as well as the fish that was being caught. If it was estimated that in 2003, 5,600 tons worth of fish were caught, it is inevitable to believe that 2011 saw much more fish being caught. According to the World Wildlife Fund, the species that I have represented here are highly traded in South Africa. These species are crayfish, sardines, white mussel, shark, tuna, squid, seaweed, and the most popular out of them all, snook. South Africa has been exporting fish worldwide. Due to the large-scale capital investment that many fisheries requires, South Africa has found it very difficult for much of the fishing community to develop the skills and technology that is required to participate in commercial fishing activities. This has led to high levels of foreign fishing activities in South Africa because the necessary machinery in order to go out and pursue industrial fishing is right at the consumer's fingertips. Traditional marine management in South Africa is failing to maintain the productivity and biodiversity of marine ecosystems. Marine protection areas are increasing at a significant rate to protect ecosystems and habitats. In addition, it also protects and supports the diversity of commercially and ecologically important species. The fishing industry has been a vital industry that focuses on food security by providing direct and indirect employment of approximately 200 million people worldwide. This can be challenging for poor countries because they are the most vulnerable to malnutrition. The rich biodiversity that South Africa has to offer in terms of their marine ecosystem allows people to develop communities with cultural values, customary practices, and social dynamics which are uniquely linked to the ocean. In the slide, I included some employment and income facts. According to the World Wildlife Fund of 2011, a total of 4.4 billion rands worth of fish were caught in 2009. This gave rise to a total of 500 million rand of squid being caught in the Eastern Cape and employs approximately 43 people out of 485 in South Africa. One of the main solutions that South Africa has to deal with is to focus on cutting exports of fisheries completely or reducing the amount of fish that is being exported. The reason for this is because South Africa is already facing overexploitation of fish and impacts the country negatively. Strict measures has to be taken by the marine protection areas to reduce and protect the remaining species of fish within the South African seas. The first aspect that South Africa has to focus on is the job security status that is currently held within the country. It is highly unlikely that job creation can be achieved due to the state of the global marine fisheries. By focusing on job security, it would ensure the quality, diversity, and availability of fisheries resources for present and future generations. Once the foundation of food security is solid and stable, only then can we actually focus on creating jobs in the fishing industry in South Africa. South Africa should introduce strict measures to ensure that the biodiversity of marine life remains a stable state, hopefully even increase in population. South Africa should consider treating the sea life like gold. Each business transaction should be carefully done and should be equally distributed amongst all the people in South Africa. I thank you for taking this time in listening to my presentation, and I hope you have learned something new. Thank you very much and have a good day.